Thanks for joining us. I'm Nancy Furness, and this is We've Got Issues. I'd like to acknowledge that our interview today is taking place on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded lands of Coquitlam First Nation. I'd like to thank the Coquitlam people who continue to live on these lands and to care for the lands and the waters and all that lies above and below. I'd also like to thank Coquitlam City Centre Library for providing the space to carry out these interviews. And today, I'm joined by Janis Cleugh, who is with the Save Our Local News campaign. So thanks so much for joining us today, Janice.
Thanks, Nancy.
Now, can you tell us a little bit? You've been a long-time reporter in the Tri-Cities for Tri-City News formerly. Can you tell us a little bit about your background? Like, how did you get into journalism? How did you become a reporter?
Sure. About 35 years ago, I took my training in England. In England, there is a program called the NCTJ, the National Council for Training of Journalists. And I went to Portsmouth, and I got my training there, and then I did some apprenticeship around Britain. I worked at North Wales Weekly. I worked at Scotland on Sunday when they did their French Festival. Has to be a highlight of my career. And then I worked in England for about 18 months and took the final exam. 2 weeks before I left England, 2 weeks after I left England, Lady Diana passed, which was really a shame because her son was a student in our community. Oh, really? And I would have covered that story.
That was earth-shattering news at the time.
This is an international story with local roots.
Right.
And so local journalism is very important to me because things that happen at the world stage happen, their consequences happen, at the local level. And so the community is very important. Community connection is very important. I then returned to Canada and I worked in Ontario for a little bit, and then Chilliwack Times, and then Tri-City News for 27 years.
Wow, so you kind of worked your way back to us.
I did, yeah.
Are you from the Tri-Cities originally?
I was one of the first French immersion students in School District 43. So elementary school was here, and then we moved to Vancouver Island, and that's where I went to UVic.
Wow, and now you sort of alluded in your introduction about how important local news is, local media.
It is.
Can you expand a little bit on that? Why do we need local news and local media here in our own community or in any community?
Well, it's community building. It's important in today's society, especially, that we connect with each other, and this is how we grow and we evolve. And so this is important to me to make sure that the community is reflected back through newspaper and through news services.
And I think, so recently you have come together with 3 of your colleagues. Maybe we should just back step a little bit. So we used to have 2 newspapers locally. We used to have the Tri-City News and Coquitlam Now. Coquitlam Now left us quite a while ago, and then Tri-City News just was closed down in April of this year.
It was.
And that leaves us with Tri-Cities Dispatch, which is an online, gets delivered into your mailbox. They're small, but they're mighty. They're doing a great job. But we only have one local source of media. So you came together with 3 of your colleagues. It's Mario Bartel,
that's right,
Theresa McManus, and Cornelia Naylor,
yes,
to form, hopefully, potentially, a new newspaper. And combined, you say you have over 100 years of experience reporting, which is pretty impressive.
We do, yeah.
And you're looking to represent like 500,000 people through Tri-Cities, Burnaby, and
New Westminster.
New Westminster.
Yes.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about what inspired you to come together with your 3 colleagues and to start this initiative?
Well, when we were formally let go it was actually April 21st of this year, right during the middle of a federal campaign.
Which is a great timing.
It was not. We had a group approach us called the UCI, Union Cooperative Initiative, which is responsible for organizing co-ops, and approached us and said, anybody want to come join us? And 4 of us said yes. So Theresa is with the New Westminster Record, Cornelia with Burnaby Now, and me and Mario with the Tri-City News, and I've been there, like I said, 27 years. Right. Theresa, 34 years in New Westminster, and she grew up there. And Cornelia has been 14 years, and I think 11 years for Mario. And we looked around for jobs briefly and decided that we have to stay with community newspapers and journalism. This is our passion, and this is what we want to do, and the UCI made this happen. And so currently we're in a fundraising mode. Right.
So we'll talk a little bit more about that fundraising in a bit. But we have really limited local media right now. Where do you think people are going for their news? What are the consequences?
Yeah, well, local news, well, the consequence is that there's a loss of community. People feel disconnected.
Right.
And there's nowhere to turn, and we're hearing that when we go out to festivals and events. There's booths that we set up, and we are listening to the community and hearing that they want a newspaper back.
Right. Because these are things that aren't covered by the larger media outlets. You can't turn on the 6 o'clock news and find out necessarily what's going on in your own community.
Exactly, and the in-depth reporting that we provide is valuable. During the federal campaign, we could have explained a little bit more and been more fulsome and help people vote. And as a result, people were wondering where to turn. Yes. I would say the Tri-Cities Dispatch is mighty, but it does not provide a fulsome reflection of the news of the community. It provides some news with its limited staff. It does not provide arts. It does not provide commentary. It does not provide sports. It does not provide education, business. There's so many aspects to having a news service and a newspaper that you need to show a balanced community.
Right. And we did speak with Jeremy Shepherd from Tri-Cities Dispatch this morning, and he is so pleased about this new initiative. So he's welcoming you, and recognizing that there's more than enough room out there for maybe even more media outlets. Yeah. So when the Coquitlam Now sort of disappeared on us, I asked an editor, a former editor at the time, like, did we really need 2 newspapers in the Tri-Cities? Like one, we get our news from that. And she said basically, no, we absolutely need more than one source of news because they hold each other accountable, right?
Yes, so we do.
They cover different perspectives, different stories, and there's that level of accountability. So when your news outlet starts up, who's going to hold you accountable?
The readers. We get a lot of feedback from the readers, and we're going to make sure that we continue to have that engagement.
Right, so there will be an interface between the community and the reporters or journalists?
Yes, as there was with the Tri-City News, New Westminster Record, and Burnaby Now. We had plenty of feedback from the readers, and we hope to continue that. We hope to do some more engagement with contests, for example, and maybe some nights where we can come out to the community, like at a brewery, and we can speak to the readers directly.
That sounds amazing. Yeah. That's like real community interaction.
Yeah.
Okay, and so the model that this whole new news media source is built on is quite different. So our old newsprint media outlets were basically corporate owned. Yes. There were stakeholders that you would have been accountable to, and there was a profit that was coming out of that and going back to either corporations or stakeholders or whatever. And this current model is quite different. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that's going to operate? Yes, well, the last company we had shareholders. This one we have, it's a co-op, so it's worker-led. And it's going to have a board of directors. It's going to have an executive director, and then we have 3 departments underneath that: the editorial, advertising, and distribution. Oh, okay. Right. And so we will be accountable to the community. We're going to be open, and we're going to make sure that people get the news that they deserve. Right. And I think a also having all your experience is invaluable because you kind of have a behind the scenes idea of how things work in the past,
Yes.
and maybe how you can improve on them as well.
Yes, we have a lot of history in our community, sometimes more than city councillors do, but we are very happy to make sure that things are put in context and are referenced, and we want to make sure that the readers understand their hometowns.
Yes, and I think one area that we always struggle in is trying to cover, because it's Coquitlam, Port Moody, Anmore, and Belcarra. That's a lot of city councils to cover.
Yes.
So
and now New Westminster and Burnaby.
And now New Westminster and Burnaby as well.
Yes.
So to have, you know, media that is taking a look and holding our city councils accountable, I think is something that is hugely valuable. Nobody has time to sit and listen to all of those things, but to have the information highlighted, the stories of interest to the community brought out, I think is going to be a huge benefit to our community there. What are you really excited about reporting on? Like, what are you really passionate about?
I'm passionate about the arts and education.
Oh, okay.
I will be covering regional arts, so not just Tri-Cities. I'll be also covering more theaters and events and festivals in New Westminster and Burnaby as well. I've always wanted to cover the Massey Theatre,
oh, yes.
Michael J. Fox Theatre, Anvil Centre. These are really big gathering places where we are entertained and we learn. I also am really excited about the schools, going back into the schools, because our kids are just developing these most amazing, you know, futures, and you know, we like to highlight them.
It's really interesting because now, maybe instead of being spread really thin, you get to focus more on the area that you're really, really passionate about.
Yeah.
Is that how the work is going to be sort of distributed? So you'll be focusing more on arts and culture and education. Somebody else will be focusing more on sports?
Well, we are
different area, or
4 people right now. We're hoping to hire more reporters.
Oh, okay, great.
Hopefully those in the print platforms, but I am also going to be covering Coquitlam, Port Coquitlam, the arts and events.
Okay.
And so I want to make sure we have a wholesome and fulsome coverage.
You're going to be busy.
We are.
Yeah.
And pagination.
So how, like, into the future, like sustainability, how are you going to be funded? Are you going to charge a subscription, or will there be fundraising on a long-term basis? We'll talk about the other
short-term
campaign.
Yeah, so how are we going to be funded was the question. Well, we're going to have advertisers.
Okay.
We're going to have grants. We've got donations that are coming in from all parties.
Oh, awesome.
And
so from all parties?
All party stripes, yeah. So people who are associated with a certain party, we're not just, you know, we are backed by the union, but we are not an NDP paper. We are going to be a community newspaper covering
so
local
you're representing
news.
the whole
community, as we were
right.
with the Tri-City News. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
And then can you tell us maybe a little bit about the paper? You mentioned paper-based, so it's not going to be digital?
There will be some digital. We are working out some things right now. Basically what we'll have online is a landing page, and we'll have breaking news, events, and just something for the community, contests, you know, to go to for something that's up to date. For the newspaper itself, we're relaunching the Columbia newspaper.
Oh, that takes us way back.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
That was that died in 1983, and we're essentially relaunching that paper, but with a different name.
Ah, interesting. So you kind of see the spirit of it there.
Yeah. So we can, you know, we're tied by the Fraser River, and we're going to have a fresh new name.
I was going to ask you, is it too early to ask what the name is?
Right now, yeah. We're going to have a big launch in September, October, and
I'm dying to know.
Hopefully a big fundraising gala to tie into that.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more. Will this be delivered to people's homes? Like, will you have to sign up and subscribe, and will it be once a week, or?
We're still working on that too, but right now it'll be a free newspaper going to high traffic locations, gas stations, grocery stores, libraries, rec centers, seniors' homes. If you want to, again, this is the model right now. Whether this happens, I don't know. But if you want to subscribe and get an e-newspaper, that will come with a cost. And we're also looking at the possibility of getting door-to-door delivery, similar to the Province in the Sun.
Right, okay, so it's sort of an integrated process, and we build on that as you go.
And in fact, when we roll out, it might actually be a monthly until we get to December, and then come next year, once we have staff and everything in place, hopefully it'll be a weekly by then.
And I think we're also grateful to hear that we will be getting more local media coming back. Everyone I've spoken to is really excited about this.
And for a newspaper.
Yes, for a newspaper.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about, you have a campaign going on right now, Save Our Local News.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about what that campaign is, what the goal is, if there's a deadline, or just tell us about that campaign?
There's no deadline right now. What it is a summer campaign. Hopefully by October we will reach our $100,000 goal. This money is seed money for us to get contracts, and for printing, and for getting out in the community festival booths. But we are hoping to have a website online next month where we can direct traffic and tell people, how to sign up and be a member and help us. But right now we're delivering letters door to door in the 3 communities, and trying to get the word out that this is happening and it's coming back. It's going to be reality, and it's going to be worker-led.
It's really exciting.
We have 4 reporters, and we are anxious to make sure the community understands, what it looks like, and how it works, and who we are.
Is there any opportunity for residents to get involved in the campaign itself, to volunteer, to help get word out? I know they can donate, but are there any other opportunities for people to help sort of amplify this?
Yes, we have we're creating a volunteer base right now, and we're hoping people can help us deliver these letters and get the word out and help us raise the money.
Well, really excited, really looking forward to this. Are there any last words you want to share with your potential readers that are waiting anxiously for this all to happen?
Get in touch with us, and we look forward to serving the community again. This is a public service, and we're anxious to tell the community's stories.
Well, I hope that we can talk again in a little bit once things have advanced a bit more, and maybe once the paper is up and running.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for coming out and joining us today.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Nancy Furness. This is We've Got Issues, and we've been speaking with Janis Cleugh, who is with the Save Our Local News campaign. Thank you.